The skies above Earth were filled with silence. No celebrations, no war, just the quiet hum of waiting. Inside Earth's United Assembly Hall, a decision was made that would shake the galaxy. For years, humanity had been part of the Galactic Council, a powerful alliance of alien civilizations. The Council had promised peace, trade, and protection. But slowly, Earth saw the truth. Behind the promises were hidden agendas, manipulation, and control. Humanity's voice was often ignored, its independence slowly stolen. After decades of warnings and failed diplomacy, Earth's leaders finally voted. The result was unanimous. Earth would leave the Council. Captain Rhea Vale stood inside her ship, the ESS Horizon, watching the announcement unfold on a secure screen. Her sharp eyes followed every word spoken by Earth's president as he addressed the galaxy. "We entered the Council in good faith," the president said. "We believed in unity, but unity without respect is slavery. From this day forward, Earth will stand alone." Across the galaxy, shockwaves rippled. Alien worlds gasped. News feeds spun in every language. Council leaders held emergency meetings. Some members were angry, others were scared, and some secretly admired Earth's courage. Rhea turned off the screen. She had served in Earth's fleet for 15 years. She had fought for peace. She had negotiated during standoffs. She had seen too many lies dressed up as diplomacy. She understood the danger Earth now faced. "Status report," she said. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant Aaron, replied. "All borders are stable. Patrols in Sector 9 are calm. But we've intercepted Council drone traffic near Titan's orbit." "They're watching us," Rhea said calmly, "waiting to see what we do next." She knew the Council would not let Earth go without punishment. Not because of trade or treaties, but because Earth's decision made others question their own loyalty. If Earth could walk away, why couldn't they? Supreme Archon Kirel, the Council's highest authority, was already making statements. On the surface he called for peace. But Rhea didn't trust his words. She had read his reports. She had seen what he did to rebellious systems. "He won't strike yet," she told Aaron. "He'll wait. Let things crumble. Let blame fall on us." And things were starting to crumble. Within days of Earth's exit, the Council began to show cracks. Trade networks slowed. Old enemies resumed border disputes. Independent systems started asking questions. But Earth remained calm, focused. Rhea began strengthening Earth's defense grid. More patrols, better shields, quiet alliances with neutral systems. She wanted to avoid war, but she wouldn't leave Earth unguarded. She stood at the window of her command deck, watching the stars. "Stat! We made the right choice," she whispered to herself. "Now we just have to survive it." Stat! Far away, in the heart of the Galactic Council, Supreme Archon Kirel watched the same stars. His fingers curled against the cold metal of his throne. His mind was already at war. "They think they're free," he muttered. "But chaos follows them, and I will not let it spread." He turned to his advisors. "Prepare a contingency." And just like that, the pieces began to move. The weeks after Earth's departure from the Galactic Council were filled with quiet panic. At first, the Council tried to act normal. Publicly, they downplayed Earth's exit. They called it a temporary disagreement. They assured other civilizations that trade and diplomacy would continue as usual. But behind closed doors, everything was falling apart. Earth had not only provided military strength, it had also been the core of many Council systems. Navigation grids, fuel logistics, and communication satellites depended on human technology. With Earth gone, entire systems began to break down. On the edge of Council space, pirate attacks increased. Supply ships vanished. Border skirmishes returned after centuries of peace. Some Council members demanded action. Others begged for diplomacy. But Supreme Archon Kirel had already made his choice. He would blame Earth. Inside the Council Tower on Telluris Prime, Kirel stood before his advisors. His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with frustration. We gave the humans everything, he said. And now they leave us in ruin. One advisor, a thin insectoid named Perel, spoke nervously. Perhaps we should open new talks with Earth. No, Carell cut in. Talking will show weakness. The other members are watching. If we do nothing, they will question our rule. He looked toward a black screen in the chamber wall. I want surveillance on every human fleet. Track their movements. Watch their borders. If they blink, I want to know. Meanwhile, on the ESS Horizon, Captain Rhea Vale reviewed recent reports. Her team had been monitoring the galaxy's response. Lieutenant Aaron brought in the latest data. Council fleets are shifting, he said. Small controlled movements, but strategic. We think they're forming pressure zones around Cell System. They won't attack yet, Rhea said. Not unless they want to start a war. They're trying to isolate us, push us to return without firing a shot. But Rhea could see what others couldn't. The Council wasn't just reacting. It was preparing. A storm was building. She pulled up a hologram of known Council military routes. One path in particular caught her attention. It led to Theta 9, a quiet world near the Council's central command hub. Why are they sending ships there? She asked. No idea, Aaron replied. It's an old archive world. No tactical value. Rhea stared at the glowing dot on the map. Not anymore, she said quietly. Back on Tellerus Prime, Carell walked alone through the deep corridors of the Council spire, past layers of security. Beyond public access, he entered a hidden chamber. The room was cold, dark, and ancient. At the center stood a sealed vault, untouched for over 1,000 years. A voice spoke through the darkness. It belonged to a hidden AI system, left behind by the Council's founders. Authorization required, it said. Carell placed his hand on the control panel. Authorization Supreme Archon Carell, Code Black Protocol. The vault hissed open. Inside was a small black cube, no larger than a human head, but pulsing with power. The fallback plan, Carell whispered. The device was an ancient relic, a last resort weapon, designed by the early Council to bring order in case of complete rebellion. It could shut down entire star systems, disable fleets, crush resistance. It had never been used, until now. Rhea continued watching Council movements. Every fleet position, every shift in power. She felt the weight of what was coming. We may not have much time, she told Aaron. This isn't just politics anymore. Something darker is moving behind the scenes. Should we warn the Assembly? He asked. She nodded slowly. Yes, but quietly. We can't look afraid. Not yet. Outside the ship the stars looked the same. Peaceful, silent. But beneath the surface the galaxy was changing. And Earth was right in the center. Captain Rhea Vale sat alone in her private command room aboard the ESS Horizon. She stared at the glowing map of the galaxy in front of her. Dozens of blinking dots marked the movement of ships, both human and Council, but one blinking dot held her attention. Theta 9, a forgotten archive world. No official bases, no known activity. But suddenly Council ships were orbiting it in secret. No announcements, no reason. It didn't make sense. Rhea leaned back in her chair. Her gut told her this wasn't normal. The Council didn't waste ships. Every move had a purpose, especially now. She tapped her comlink. Aaron, she said, wake the team. We're launching a stealth probe to Theta 9. I want eyes on that planet. Yes, Captain, right away. 3 days later, the probe reached Theta 9. It was small, fast, and cloaked. Council ships didn't detect it. The images it sent back were strange. Massive underground activity. Energy signatures deep beneath the planet's surface. Strange heat patterns. Something powerful was being activated. And it wasn't just communication tech. Rhea called a private meeting with her top officers. This is more than a military post, she said, pointing to the scans. There's something hidden below Theta 9. Aaron leaned forward. What could it be? I don't know, she replied. But the Council is hiding it for a reason. They've kept us distracted, blaming us for the collapse while they prepare something in secret. Commander Naira, her chief intelligence officer, added. We've intercepted some chatter between Council ships. They refer to it as Protocol Black. Ria's face turned serious. That phrase was rare, only used in extreme emergency planning, war-ending events. Ancient fail-safes. We need more, Ria said. We need someone inside the Council. Back on Tellerus Prime, Supreme Archon Karel stood in the ancient chamber, staring at the black cube. The activation process had begun. Systems were warming up. Deep within the cube, old code awakened. Programs built by the first generation of the Council, designed not for negotiation, but for total control. One advisor entered cautiously. Sir, some members are asking questions about Theta 9. Let them ask, Karel said coldly. They'll stop when they understand what's at stake. The advisor hesitated. And the humans, they'll realize soon enough. By then, it'll be too late. That night, Ria received a message on a secure channel. It was old, encrypted in a way only a few people still remembered. She opened it slowly. It's real. Protocol Black is active. The Council is preparing to use it. They're hiding the weapon under Theta 9. You have less than 2 weeks. No name, no sender. Just a voice from the shadows. Someone who had once served the Council, and now feared what it had become. Ria closed the message and stood up. We can't wait anymore, she said. We need proof. If we expose this to the galaxy, we might stop it. But if we're wrong, Aran looked at her, then we'll be blamed for starting a war. Ria nodded. Either way, we're running out of time. On the far side of Theta 9, the Council's secret weapon pulsed beneath the surface, a machine of ancient design, almost alive. It had slept for over 1,000 years. Now it was waking up, and the galaxy didn't know it yet. The stars above Earth were calm, but Captain Ria Vale felt the tension rising with every passing hour. The message she received confirmed her worst fear. Protocol Black was real. The Council had activated a weapon powerful enough to bring entire civilizations to their knees, and no one in the galaxy knew. Yet, she stood in the command center of the ESS Horizon, eyes locked on the display screen showing the Theta 9 system. We need solid proof, she said. One image, one signal. Anything that shows what they're building down there. Lieutenant Aaron stepped forward. There's one way, but it's dangerous. We send a stealth team to land on Theta 9. Infiltrate the underground site. Get direct evidence. Ria nodded. Prepare the mission. 12 hours later, a small dropship detached from the horizon. Aboard were 3 of Ria's best. Commander Naira, Tech Specialist Jin, and Scout Leader Mace. Their orders were simple. Sneak in, record proof of the weapon, and get out. The landing was silent. The surface of Theta 9 was barren and dusty. Ancient towers, long abandoned, stood like skeletons in the sand. Beneath the largest structure was a hidden elevator shaft. Naira activated her visor. Energy spike detected. It's active. We're close. The team descended deep into the planet. Hundreds of meters below, they found a vast chamber glowing with blue energy. In the center was the weapon. A black cube suspended in air, humming softly, connected to thousands of cables. Jin stared at it in shock. It's not just a weapon. It's a system disruptor. It can shut down fleets, wipe starports, even cause blackouts on planets. They began recording everything. Holograms, internal power signatures, council markings. It was clear this was no defense project. It was a tool of domination. Suddenly, the alarms blared. Council guards in armored suits flooded the chamber. Blaster fire lit up the darkness. Naira shouted, "We're compromised. Extract now." Mace fired back while Jin transmitted the data to the horizon. Upload complete. They fought their way back to the surface. As they reached the dropship, Naira was hit. "Go," she shouted. "You have the proof. Finish the mission." Jin and Mace made it out. Naira didn't. Back on the ESS horizon, the data burst through the screens. The recordings were clear. The Council was building a weapon beneath Theta 9, and they had already started testing it. Captain Rhea's voice was steady, but her hands were clenched. "This is it," she said. "We broadcast this to the galaxy." Aaron hesitated. "They'll say we faked it." "Maybe, but the truth is stronger. Let the people decide who they believe." They sent the broadcast across all major channels. Civilizations across the galaxy watched in shock as the truth unfolded. Some were furious, others frightened. Many council members began to question Karel's rule. On Tellerus Prime, Supreme Archon Karel watched the leak with growing anger. His advisors stood in silence. "Who gave them this access?" he growled. No one answered. Karel turned to the central console and slammed his fist down. "Enough. No more warnings. Prepare the fleets. Earth wants a fight. We'll give them one." He ordered the deployment of Council war fleets toward Earth. Hundreds of ships moved from their positions, forming a blockade line near neutral space. The galaxy was now on the edge of war. Inside her ship, Rhea stared at the star map. Red dots. Enemy ships were closing in. "We pushed too hard," Aaron said. "Now they're coming." Rhea shook her head. "We didn't start this. We just told the truth. But we're not going to run." She activated the ship-wide channel. "This is Captain Rhea Vale. All fleets to defense positions. Prepare for possible engagement. We stand for freedom, and we will not be silenced." As the ESS horizon turned toward the stars, thousands of humans across Earth prepared for what was coming. The Council had crossed the line, and Earth would stand its ground. Darkness filled space near Earth's borders. Silent, still. But it was the kind of silence that comes before a storm. From the command deck of the ESS horizon, Captain Rhea Vale watched the tactical screen. Hundreds of red enemy markers had appeared. Council warships moving into position just outside the neutral zone. "They formed a wall," Aaron said quietly. "It's a full blockade." Rhea remained calm. "Have they sent any message?" "None." That said everything. In Council space, Supreme Archon Karel stood aboard the flagship Dominance. His face was stern, voice sharp. "This is not an invasion," he told his commanders. "This is correction. Earth sowed chaos. We are restoring order." He looked at the screen showing Earth's orbit. "If they resist, disable their fleets. If they attack, destroy them." The commanders obeyed without question, but deep within the Council cracks were forming. Some members had received Earth's leaked data. A few spoke out. Others began pulling their support from Karel. But it wasn't enough. Not yet. Back on Earth, the United Assembly held an emergency session. "They're not speaking," one leader said. "That means they're ready to strike." "They're trying to pressure us into surrender," said another. "We must hold." Captain Rhea joined the call remotely. "We won't fire first," she said. "But we must be ready. If the Council crosses the line, we must defend ourselves." The room went silent. Then the President nodded. "Stand firm, Captain. All of Earth stands with you." That night something changed. A Council scout ship crossed into human space, unannounced. Earth's sensors picked it up immediately. "They're testing our response," Aaron said. "No," Rhea said. "They're provoking us. If we fire, they'll use it as an excuse to begin full assault." She made a choice. "Hold fire. Send a warning." A message was sent to the ship. "You have entered protected space. Turn back immediately." No reply. Instead, the Council ship powered up weapons. Rhea stared at the screen. "They're going to fire first." The enemy ship launched a single pulse blast, aimed at one of Earth's satellite relays. It wasn't deadly, but it was clear the first shot had been fired. "All units," Rhea ordered. "Prepare for engagement." In seconds, Earth's outer defense grid activated. Ships powered up. Drones deployed. Human fleets moved into formation. The first wave of Council warships approached fast, sleek, powerful, and heavily armed. Laser fire lit up the stars. But Earth didn't falter. Rhea's fleet, though smaller, was faster, smarter. Human ships weaved through enemy lines, using coordinated tactics, terrain shadows, and advanced jamming systems. Target their flagship's engines, Rhea ordered. Don't destroy, disable. We fight to stop this, not to escalate it. Her strategy worked. 3 enemy ships were taken out of formation without being destroyed. Confusion spread across the Council fleet. Suddenly, another signal appeared on Earth's long-range comms. It was a live transmission, from within the Council itself. The face of Councillor Varn, a respected member of the neutral lyric species, filled the screen. I speak now to every system watching, he said. The humans were telling the truth. Protocol Black is real. We have seen the data. This attack is not about peace, it is about control. His words were broadcast galaxy-wide. Other Council races, watching from afar, began to reconsider. Protests broke out. Fleets paused. Some ships in Karel's armada stopped advancing. One by one, a few even turned back. Inside the Dominance, Karel's face twisted with rage. Traitors, he muttered. They'll all burn with Earth. But the tide was shifting. Back on the ESS horizon, Rhea saw the enemy fleet hesitation. They're divided, Aron said. Some of them don't want to fight anymore. Then we give them a reason to stop, Rhea replied. She opened a galaxy-wide channel. This is Captain Rhea Vale of Earth's Defense Command. We did not ask for war. We asked for truth. The Council built a weapon to silence us. But we're still here, and we won't kneel. The message spread far and wide. Across the stars people listened, and many began to choose sides. The battle above Earth slowed, then stopped. Council ships in disarray. Orders broken. A fleet once feared, now unsure. Karel had fired the first shot, but now the galaxy had seen the truth. The stars above Earth were quiet again. The Council's great fleet, once an unstoppable force, now drifted in pieces. Some ships returned to Council space. Others powered down and waited for orders that would never come. Captain Rhea Vale stood on the command deck of the ESS Horizon, staring at the aftermath of the standoff. We held the line, Aaron said quietly beside her. Rhea didn't smile. Too many lives had been lost, too many sacrifices made. But they had done what many thought impossible. Earth had stood against the Galactic Council and survived. And now the Council was collapsing from within. Far away on Tellerus Prime, the Council spire shook with angry voices. Members shouted, accused, resigned. Councillor Varn's broadcast had changed everything. Civilizations across the galaxy now demanded answers. Protests spread. Old allies questioned their loyalty. Some worlds even declared independence. At the center of it all, Supreme Archon Karel sat in silence. He had lost control. Worse, he had lost fear. Without it, his authority meant nothing. His advisors turned on him. Security forces entered the chamber. You are hereby removed from command, said Councillor Varn, stepping forward with a neutral but firm tone. Effective immediately. Karel didn't fight. He only whispered one thing before being taken away. I warned you. Without fear they will burn everything. But no one listened. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but heartfelt. The United Assembly met again. This time, not in panic, but in purpose. Captain Rhea was honored for her leadership. Her strategy, patience, and refusal to fire the first shot had saved millions of lives. But Rhea didn't care for medals. She sat in her quarters, reading the final report from Theta 9. The ancient weapon had shut down after the Council's loss. It had required active control from Karel's command structure. Now without leadership or unity, the device powered down and was sealed once more. Let it stay buried, she whispered. Over the next few months, something unexpected happened. A group of independent worlds reached out to Earth, not as rulers, not as subjects, but as equals. They wanted to form a new alliance, one built on mutual respect. No secret weapons, no forced peace, just cooperation. Earth agreed. The galaxy began to shift, no longer led by a single council, no longer trapped under ancient systems. A new order began to rise, smaller, fairer, and more honest. And Earth, once a voice ignored, now became a voice that mattered. One evening, Rhea stood alone on the horizon's observation deck. The stars stretched out in every direction. She had spent her life defending Earth, preparing for war. But now there was a chance for peace. Real peace. Not because someone forced it, but because people had seen the truth and chosen differently. Aaron walked in quietly. The first meeting of the new alliance is tomorrow. You ready? Rhea gave a small nod. Yes, she said. But this time we won't follow. We'll help lead. She turned back to the stars. Not with pride, but with purpose.